Hello, my name is Brandy Scott. I'm instructional lead with the Office of Transition Readiness, and I'm here to talk to you about the different types of work-based learning opportunities that you have while you're in high school from ninth grade to 12th grade year. And again, just to let you know, you can start as early in some type of work-based learning when you are actually in 10th grade, such as job shadow, all the way up to senior year into a youth apprenticeship as well. So, what is work-based learning? Work-based learning is instructional strategy that is essential in preparing all students for success in post-secondary education and career. The primary purpose of work-based learning experiences are to expose you the future options to provide opportunities to develop essential skill development and mastery of competency. So while you're actually going to be participating in work-based learning while you're in high school, here's some real life occupational experiences. You'll be able to incorporate structured learning activities into the curriculum, allowing you to take the applied knowledge and skills that you learn in the classroom and connecting them and applying them in the real world, and then providing you with the opportunity to engage and interact with employers while learning to demonstrate essential employability and technical skills necessary for today's workforce. Here are the 5 different types of work-based learning that is eligible for you while you are actually starting to become a junior or a senior. You have job shadow, you have internships, co-op, apprenticeships, and then of course our UPS school to work program. So, just to get you started, here are some responsibilities for you if you are going to be able to participate in a work based learning program. So, work based learning experience requires high level of active involvement by the individual student. Compared with the traditional academic classes, the learning process depends on a higher level of interactive and participation by the student. Although the supervision is under the school coordinator, learning experiences are often carried out independently by the student. That is why it is very particularly important that each student be fully prepared as possible before entering a work-based learning experience. So this is just some of the things that you are going to be clearly communicated and documented to our systems. So specifically, our goals are established for the overall program and the individual student. Activities are carefully planned and tied to curriculum. Student and work-based learning experiences are carefully matched. Students understand the expectations for a business behavior. Anticipated learning outcomes are documented and students held accountable for achieving these expectations. And appropriate access is granted for the student. So some of the benefits that you will have while you're doing work-based learning at your school. You can be able to apply the classroom learning concepts and technical skills. It's going to help you build your confidence and improve judgment and decision-making skills. You're going to understand the politics and expectations of the work environment. And then you're also going to gain a reference for future employment, which is going to be very motivational for you down the road in networking. And then it's going to help you stay motivated in school, encourage completion of secondary education and enrollment in post-secondary. So some of your roles, you're going to be collaboratively developing goals and objectives with your work-based learning coordinator. You're going to make satisfactory academic progress, inform your work-based learning coordinator of any problems that occur at the work site, be on time and display professional conduct at the workplace, and then complete assignments, evaluation forms, and other activities required by your work-based learning coordinator in your building or from your supervisor in the workforce. So let's get started with the different types of work-based learning. For one, you have the CTE pathway of job shadow. Again, this is something that you can be able to do throughout your entire high school program. However, this is more geared towards the pathway of career that you're interested in. So shadowing is a learning through observation is a way to form partnerships between employers and local schools. Shadowing is important for a student to spend a limited amount of time with an individual in a chosen occupation in order to become familiar with the duties associated with this occupation. So, for instance, if you were wanting to, and you're in the career pathway at Valley in plumbing, or heating and air, and you have an opportunity to be able to job shadow with a company. What you're going to have to do is that there's different requirements that you're going to have to follow. However, what the process is that you can be able to go for 1 day a month. You can set it up for the remainder of the year. It's every Thursday of the month for a week or for a month, or you can do once a month for every month to the remainder of school. But this allows you to be able to spend 3 to 6 hours on a job shadowing experience with the employer. So that way you can be able to understand if this is what you really want to do in the future, or it gives you another opportunity to say, this is not what I see myself doing. And it gives you that option to figure out another career path while you're in high school. So students are eligible to participate in the job shadowing experience. You need to have and maintain a 2.0 and be in line with attendance policy. So it is up to the direction of the employer and the school to figure out what is the appropriate length of the goals for the job shadowing experience. The next one is a CTE pathway internship. So again, an internship is a paid or unpaid. It can be short-term supervised worksite experience who has completed career pathway courses or enrolled in the capstone CTE course. Again, the big difference here between an internship and the others is internship is short-term. And a lot of the time for internship is not paid. This can be up to 3 months, it can be up to 6 months. But again, internship, it means short-term. A requirement is that students must be preparatory or enrolled in the capstone CTE courses. This will vary depending on the field of interest. The next one is a CTE pathway co-op. And the big difference here between an internship and a co-op is two big things. One, co-op is long-term, and it also is paid. So that is your biggest difference between an internship and a co-op. This can be a semester or a year long, and it's aligned with your identified career pathway. So student requirements, senior career pathway completer. You completed 4 career pathway credits, or you're a senior and must be taking your 4th course career pathway in a co-op in the same academic year. The next one is a CTE pathway youth apprenticeship. How I look at the youth apprenticeship, a youth apprenticeship is basically the Cadillac of all work-based learning opportunities. The youth apprenticeship allows a student to work with a specific employer. The student will receive credit towards their apprenticeship for on-the-job training hours through the apprenticeship placement. So again, in an apprenticeship, you're getting paid. It is very long-term. It can be, go from 2 years to 4 years, depending on which pathway that you have chosen to do the apprenticeship in. Third, this is actually where you're going to be taking on the job training that you are learning and applying it. So this is huge that you're going to be matched up with a supervisor, and the supervisor is going to help train you on the job training skills that you need to be successful once you leave that place of employment for apprenticeship. Student must have a minimum of 3 CTE courses that relate to the apprenticeship pathway courses that are designated on the agreement form. And you must complete the track agreement form with the state. So UPS School to Work, this is only offered to seniors who are eligible to participate in the UPS School to Work program. You have to be on track for graduation, good attendance, early release time, and at least a 2.0 GPA. There is different types of the UPS work-based program. However, Jennifer Roman, who is the person over the UPS School to Work, she will be able to help you and guide you in the direction that you are doing. But again, there is different options for UPS School to Work. But you've got to make sure that you are a high school senior, you're on track to graduate, and have at least a 2.0 GPA. This is where you would actually go and work during the day at UPS as a package handler at the Louisville hub. You will receive intense training before they begin, and then you would actually work 3 to 4 hours a day, receiving a $10.35 per hour pay to start, and you could receive full health, dental, and vision benefits after 1 year of employment. So there's the different ones, the UPS Early College Program, UPS Business Pathway Program, or the UPS Transition Program. So before you think about, this is what I want to do, I can't wait to do work-based learning. Again, another part of your expectation and your roles is the different documents that you're going to have to make sure that you have and maintain while doing the work-based learning program. One is the work-based learning agreement and medical consent. You've got to make sure that you have that on file. Your parents need to sign it. Your work-based learning coordinator, along with the principal of the building too, as well, and the employer of where you're going to be working at. Throughout each grading period, you're going to have student evaluations along with employer evaluations. They're going to be evaluating your employability skills. Every time that you get a pay stub, you need to turn that in. So if it's every 2 weeks, you need to make sure you set a reminder to turn in your work-based learning pay stub and hours to the work-based learning coordinator so they can be able to document this. And in order for you to be able to participate in this, if you are driving yourself, your work-based learning coordinator on school site has to have a copy of your driving insurance, your automobile insurance. This is huge. And we also need to have a copy of your driver's license. This is another big aspect that we need to have and maintain on file for us. So there's different hours that you can be able to complete work-based learning. For one, you can leave after lunchtime. If you're a senior, it's very easier for you to be able to leave after lunchtime because you've already had your English, math, and your CTE class, the recommended classes to take. There's some people that can leave at 1 p.m. to go till 6 or 7. You could actually work from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Again, that's all going to depend on your school and the building principal of the times that they're going to allow for work-based learning. There is some that you could be able to work 2 full days and go to school 3 days. So an example of that is the GEA today. You could be able to work Mondays and Fridays at GE and go to school Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Again, all this depends on the employer, what the employer is looking for, but it also depends on the building principal and the school to make sure that it fits in line with your transcript and your schedule too as well. So I'm going to go over these with you. Child labor laws, again, these are very well known and every business should know these, and your school knows them, and the counselors and your work-based learning coordinator. But the biggest thing that you need to see is that if you're 16 and 17 years old, even with parent permission, you cannot start work before 6 a.m. If you do not have parent permission, you need to end at 10:30 on a school day, 11 p.m. on a school day if you have parent permission. The biggest difference is that if you are actually able to work while you're 16 and 17, you can be able to work up to 30 hours per week, and that's without parent permission. If you are 16 with a parent permission, you're able to actually work 32.5 hours a week. So that is the biggest difference between those two. But again, please make sure that your employer knows about these certain times and that you're familiar with this too as well. So again, that's the child labor laws. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My name is Brandy Scott, and I'm here in the Office of Transition Readiness. I'm here to help answer any questions that you may have with work-based learning. Again, take full advantage of the work-based learning opportunities that you have at your school, because not only going to help you see if that's the pathway that you chose that you would want to further your education on, but it also helps you build up networking opportunities for you, for especially to help guide you once you've graduated high school. Again, I hope you enjoy this video, and if you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.